We're back, people, and today we're going to film on Lester Collin, Miami Dolphins guard. He played left guard and right guard in this game. Him and Robert Jones were rotating, and then Robert Hunt ended up getting hurt, and he played right guard for a majority of the game later on. And I thought he played much better in this game, getting like his first start in this action, which I think, helped him prepare the whole week for it. Not going against the Eagles D-line definitely helped. Definitely feel a little bit better about him if he has to play. I think Robert Jones, I made a video on him the other day. He should be the starting left guard for sure, in my opinion. And then Cotton can be that backup guard to him, and he might have to play this week because Robert Hunt is day-to-day. But I do feel a little bit better about it. He clearly looked more prepared. He's a pretty smart player, too. You can see on these like twists and stunts, he's usually in the right position. Wouldn't say he's like the most athletic. He's got some power to him, but not like crazy strength. But he does see things pretty well, and he's a pretty communicative player, and I think that helped Eichenberg in this game, being more prepared going into this. Sometimes when you come into a game, it's your first game, and you have to like just come in midway, or like you're not gonna start, you don't end up playing as well. So I like to see them in their second action, and Khan looked way better. I'm not comfortable with him being the starter yet, but I love how he gets engaged here, passes this off to Liam, takes the stunt, and they complete this play on 3rd and 4. I think they end up getting a yard short, but that's really good work from Khan from a mental processing perspective. This game definitely made me feel better about Khan, especially in pass protection. His pass protection was pretty good. I think Jones just gives you more overall in pass protection and in the running game. Khan's pretty, I would say, played pretty decent overall, and it definitely makes me feel better about him as a depth guy, and I like him as a depth guy. It's just not someone you want starting full-time. But here, on the slide protection, going over to a nose tackle, and he gets off the ball pretty good and just able to square this guy up. Good technique. Like how he's staying square, good base. His hand placement's very nice. Ties it with his footwork here, like the guy keeps trying to move under, and he's just in control of the entire situation the whole time. And I think that's just a very nice rep from Lester Cotton. You got to be able to do this in this Dolphins offense. They like to slide their protection, pull the guard across to block, an unblocked guy, and they all just end up working very nicely on these like play action plays. And definitely lots of improvement. And I think, the O-line can only get better with the health, because they were pretty much missing everybody in this game at some point except for Austin Jackson. And they still played pretty solid overall as a unit. I think once they get healthy, you'll see them get even better. And then I will take the running game back to the level it was at. Khan still at left guard. He'll be right guard later in the video. But this is a pretty good rep getting to the second level. I think he just understands angles and things like that. It doesn't end up working out. Eichenberg gets held in this play, and it's defensive holding. But just watch Cotton here. Like, you're trying to get to this next level to cut off 8. So you have the natural leverage advantage, but he's got some depth here. So you got to get out of this quickly. And look how he, rips through here to block off this guy. You want to rip through almost like you're a defensive lineman getting through this. Rip through, get your hand to the back of this defensive lineman, and they end up holding Eichenberg, but he's able to cut him off, take a great angle to the point of attack. This is very important when you're blocking to the second level. That's pretty much all it is angles and leverage in numbers. That's what the running game is. Put yourself in the right position, left hand, good placement, get your hips across, and, doesn't get blocked beautifully up here. Ends up being, the defensive call, so it ends up working out. But this individual rep from Khan, really like that one. If you watched my video on Cotton last week, it was definitely much more of a struggle. He was a lot more consistent, just does a good job of he wasn't perfect by any means, and he wasn't dominant or anything in most of his reps. He kind of just did his job, and sometimes that's what you really need out of these guys, and that's what you want out of your depth players, to come in and just be decent enough. I like the initial engagement here, high hand, low hand. See how he strains that shoulder right there. He's sustaining, then just in a good position. Now he tries to work to the outside, just widen him, allow Tua to run up on this 4th and 4 situation, pick up a first down. That's quality work out of Lester Cotton. Cotton is pretty comfortable climbing to the second level, helping a little bit on a combo there, how helping that guy reach and then get to the number 3 at the next level. This is pretty good work, and you got to be able to do this in this Dolphins running game, especially as a guard. Like this initial step here, step through with that right foot, drop that shoulder in there, help your center be able to reach that guy, and then just get up, take a great angle, engage this guy really nicely down the field. Now, if it just gets blocked a little bit better front side here by everyone else, you can make some big plays. I feel like, a lot of guys are doing their job. It's just like some guys getting messed up, and they're just missing some people in the running game right now. And I think when they get Achane back after the bye week, I expect this running game kind of to go back to what it was, a very top end of the line, getting more big plays, because these opportunities are going to be there. And even some of the backup guys like Cotton, I think, are doing a pretty good job in at least in this game, because if you watched my video last week, it was mostly just criticism, mostly not good plays, especially in pass protection. And they didn't run the ball well at all. They barely even ran versus Eagles, so it was hard to tell how he did in the running game. But I do like, for the most part, what I saw from Leicester, at least when climbing to the second level. Now we got Cotton at right guard, switching mid-game. This stuff can be tough sometimes, you know. It's like doing the complete opposite of what you just did. And I think he did a solid job at right guard as well. He might have to play it again this week, and then he can just be like that main depth guy. Robert Jones should be the left guard, in my opinion. Armstead or Lamb will be the left tackle. Connor Williams should be the center. And then Austin Jackson sticking at the right tackle position. But this is a pretty good rep, getting engaged here. Like, his first step is to the inside, this guy being on a one tech. And I like the balance, the knee bend here. Just coming to balance, get back across. This guy tries to cross back from your initial first step. And you're just under control. Reset your hands. Good placement. This is just good technique here across the board. Like, good bend, good balance, good base, good, burst off the line and recovery to the second step, everything under control, and Tua has a decent amount of time in the pocket and then has a chance to escape. That's all you can really ask out of your whole O-line group, and definitely the improvement from Lester Cotton was very nice. A lot of credit to Butch Barry, because even the O-linemen that have struggled, they've typically bounced back and played much better after that first game. Another example of the play action, but where you're like aggressive setting, sliding to a side, and it just makes the job so much easier for the O-lineman if they get engaged right away, because the defensive linemen, their airs aren't like peeled back, trying to really send it, and they're still throwing the ball, 20 yards down the field, but it's so quickly. They pulled Robert Jones across. Cotton's going to the one tech here, and he's just under control the whole time, get engaged, everything about it, good technique. He gets this one-on-one matchup, and this guy pretty much never has a chance because he just doesn't see what's coming right away. And then now I think you add the threat of the running game back into this team, because the running game hasn't been as prominent the past couple of weeks. This offense will go back to being like top tier. I mean, it's still one of the best offenses in the league. Like, they're still, even when they're playing inconsistent, they're scoring a bunch of points, they're getting a bunch of yards, and I'm definitely not worried about this whole side of the ball at all. I think, the offensive line unit, even for having so many backups in, played overall pretty well against a pretty good Patriots defense. Last play that we're going to break down, we get Lester Cotton right here at right guard. Again, this is really good work. I love the whole front here. The O-line does an amazing, this is probably my favorite whole O-line play. Just how they're aligned here, really trying to show this. Look at, they have 4 guys to this side of the offensive line, so they're sliding to the right here, leaves Lamb isolated. Lamb does a great job one-on-one. Usually when you slide, it's usually half your line, but Jones slides with it, and this is just a great understanding of what's going on. Khan's a very intelligent player. Jackson gets 3 engaged here, but he's trying to drop out late to the running back, so they're trying to bring this linebacker in unblocked, but Jones gets here. Eichenberg gets like, okay, now I have to get the second one, the second guy coming to this side, and then Khan realizes that he has this help here from 2 people. Usually he would try to help here. That he sees this linebacker coming late and then stops him with his hands. That's amazing work. They actually had a great call to stop exactly what the Patriots were doing, and everyone executed. They put the players in a tough position because Jackson has to engage with 3 here. Even though he's not rushing, he gets up close enough. And then this linebacker should come in unblocked in a lot of situations. And they also pass off a twist and stunt here with Jones and Eichenberg. And then Cotton just stonewalls him. Powerful hands. Great job being patient. I love he has like the 2 hands out. He has the drag hand here to help Liam if this guy shoots up into this gap and he never gets pulled away from it. That's a great mental play from Lester Cotton there. Pretty much the whole line. Everyone deserves their credit. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment,